The Buddha, the first jewel. From the Book of the Buddha 101 by Dr. Arnie Kozak. The Buddha was both a human being and a symbol. When you take refuge in the Buddha, you bowed in respect to what he accomplished in his lifetime. When you take refuge in the Buddha, you also bow to what he represents, your awakened nature. The Buddha's example can be a raft that carry you across the river of Samara. He can show you the path, but he cannot walk it for you. Once you cross over the river, you no longer need to carry that raft. In this way, Buddha is neither a god nor a saint, but a role model. Some people, especially those in the traditional Buddhist cultures, may look to the Buddha as a source of salvation. In Tibet, he is referred to as Lord Buddha. In the West, however, he is more the hero of an epic story of sacrifice and deliverance from greed, hatred, and delusion. He had everything, then nothing, before finding the middle way. Through his voluminous teaching over a long career, he has left a detailed path that any interested party can follow. He left a repertoire of methods that can lead to liberation. He was a great yogi and represents the potential for radical transformation from a life of suffering to a life of liberation. Lasting legacy. The Buddha may have dwelt in obscurity, yet he decided to share his insights with those willing to listen. By doing so, he revolutionized humanity and the potential for transformation, compassion, and happiness. Buddha nature. The Buddha within everyone is not created, but rather is revealed. It is present now, but perhaps obscured by your stories of desire and aversion. Buddha nature is not made, it is not a destination, it is here, right now. The Buddha showed humanity this potential. Practicing the Buddhist path will help to make this Buddha nature accessible and clear. You will go through similar trails that the Buddha did if you commit yourself to these practices. This path is challenging, but anything worthwhile is. When you are struggling to keep yourself on the cushion, you can imagine the Buddha confronting the temptations of Mara, sitting straight, fast, and resolute. This image can inspire you to keep sitting. Buddhai, not Buddha. The fat and happy Buddha you have seen in Chinese restaurants is not Siddhartha Gautama or Sakayani Buddha. He is Buddhai in China or hotel in Japan. He is often depicted smiling and laughing. He is a folklore figure, but is often mistaken for the historical Buddha. The Buddha does not ask you to believe in him or to pray to him. Any peace of mind that comes to you comes from your own effort and not divine intervention. He shows you a path that you are free to take all on your own. There is no blind allegiance, there is only practice. So, for yourself, you too can take refuge in the Buddha. Living Buddha. Bearing in mind the Buddha's caution to avoid people who claim to be enlightened, taking refuge in the Buddha can also mean finding an appropriate teacher. You might know of the Buddhist who is qualified to teach you the Dharma in your community or at special Dharma centers around the country. Find yourself a teacher who embodies the teachings of the Buddha. When you find a living Buddha, you witness the compassion and loving kindness that is possible.